Hi everyone, it's Monica, and welcome back to Tailor-Made Cards for You. Well, welcome to my Christmas in July series. Over the next month, every Tuesday, I'm going to be sharing with you a Christmas card. Many people start their Christmas cards in July, so I thought it would be fun to create a card every Tuesday and hopefully give you some ideas and some inspiration for your Christmas cards. So the first card that I'm going to be sharing with you today is a Polar Express theme card. The die cut that I'm using is one of the new pocket dies from the Tim Holtz collection. And as you can see, you can fit little tickets in here. Now I do have a video out there where I created a pocket tag using this pocket die and the tickets. Of course, Stampers Anonymous has some great tickets that go along with this die set. But I wanted to share with you some printables that I found over on Pinterest that had a Polar Express theme. And I was able to download these tickets and resize them so that I could cut them out with my Sizzix die cuts. And this is an idea you can do for mini cards. If you have the die cuts, you can easily find tickets out on Pinterest. There are a lot of people that offer free printables, and you can easily cut other tickets with your Sizzix dies. Now I'm using a few stamp sets for this card. This first one is a ticket background from Crafty Individuals. And when I ordered this set, I actually thought I was going to cut out the tickets, but I really liked it as a background, and I figure if I wanted to have individual tickets, then I can easily cut those out. So I left it together so that way I could use it as a background stamp. Now I am using my stamping platform because I want to make sure that I get all of these tickets stamped out nice and crisp. It's going to take me a couple of tries, but with the stamping platform, I'm assured of getting a perfect image. The ink that I'm using today is Black Archival ink. And if you've watched some of my other videos, you know that Black Archival ink is really my black ink that I use for most of my stamping. I think I might venture out just a little bit and get me some colored inks over the next few months. I really like the Archival ink. I like how it stamps really crisp, and you can also use it to color with your Copics. So originally when I ordered this stamp set, I bought it because I really liked the idea of having different types of tickets, and I was right that these tickets fit perfectly into the Sizzix dies that I have. So not only can I use my ticket booth stamp set, now I have another set that I can use to create more tickets. Now I'm going to be matting this background onto some colored cardstock, so I wanted to trim it down. The card at the end is going to be an A2 card, and that measurement is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So I am trimming this down so that way I can mat it and it will fit on my A2 size card. Now I did speed up the video while I use my distress inks to color my background. The two colors that I'm using today are Vintage Photo, and I'm using the actual distress ink of Vintage Photo. And then for the middle part of my card, I'm using Distress Oxide, and the color is Fossilized Amber. And then once my background was completely colored, I did take my distress tool to distress some of the edges. I wanted it to look a little bit old, and my distress tool works perfectly for that. And then finally for the background, I do like it when I have my edges pop. So one thing that I use for that is my distress crayons, and I used black soot. You can also use your ink to outline your edges, but I really like the look of the crayons. So I typically will use my black soot distress crayons. Okay, so at this point my background was complete, and it was time to add my pocket. This little pocket tag is great. I'm going to be using it to house my Polar Express ticket, but it could easily be used for a gift card. Many of us create gift card holders for some of the cards over the holidays, and I see this die cut coming in really handy. You can easily stick a gift card in there, and you can design a card to match your gift card. So I think that this die cut is going to really come in handy. It's really a good price point as well. I picked mine up at Hobby Lobby, and I was able to use my 40% off coupon, so it really was a steal. So once I had my pocket die in place, I am taking a stamp from one of the Tim Holtz stamp sets. And this is an older stamp. I believe it's called Road Trip, but I'll look it up for sure and I'll list it at the bottom for you. But my idea was to go ahead and stamp the train so that way I would have the outline of some of the smoke and some of the grounding that I may not be able to fussy cut. And then once I had stamped it onto my pocket, then I went ahead and I stamped it again onto some white cardstock, so that way I could fussy cut it and easily adhere it to the top of my card. I am going to be leaving a list of all the products that I'm using today for this card. So at the end of the video, you'll be able to see a list of all the products and the links to the shops. One thing that I would recommend is if you are going to get any of the Christmas stamps, they sell out really fast. So you want to make sure that you get your supply, especially if you're going to be creating some of your cards for the holidays. I know that there are a lot of releases around Christmas. And of course, we're going to want to be getting a lot of those. But if there's any particular stamps that are from the older releases, grab those quickly, because a lot of the stamps, especially the holiday stamps, sell out really quickly. And if there's one that you have your eye on, you definitely want to grab it. So I wanted to make sure that my train did pop. So I am using some clear embossing powder to put over the stamped train image that's on my white cardstock. And then once I have my embossing powder on my cardstock, I can go ahead and heat emboss it, and then I can fussy cut it. Okay, so after I fussy cut my train, I did use some foam tape to add my train to the top of my card. And now I was ready to cut out my tickets. Now, the printables that I'm using today, again, I did find on Pinterest, and I will leave a link for you so you can check those out as well. But one thing I have to share with you is the tickets are a little bit big, so you are going to have to resize them. I will go ahead and put a link to my tickets that have been resized that will fit into your with your Sizzix die cuts. But I do encourage you to check out the site where I actually got the printables. I want to give her credit where credit is due, but some of you may not know how to resize those tickets, so I want to go ahead and help you out with that. But you will need to have the Sizzix die cut in order to have the perforation that I'm going to be showing you here. That's one of the things that I like about this die set is it really gives you some nice edges for your tickets. And then a couple of the dies actually have perforations, so you can actually tear off part of the ticket, which is really fun. Now, I also did find a smaller ticket on Pinterest, and I'm going to be using that as my focal point on my card. I wanted to be able to show that it is a Polar Express card, and when you actually tuck the bigger ticket into the pocket, you can't really read the words. So this little ticket really did the trick. And again, I resized it so I was able to have it work with my Sizzix dies. Now, when you adhere this little ticket, you want to make sure that you don't cover up the slots for your pockets. If you do, then your ticket won't be able to slide through all the way to the bottom. And then once I added some vintage photo distress ink to the edges of my ticket, I was able to adhere it right on top of my pocket die. And as you can see, my ticket is able to slide in and out with no problem at all. All right, so as a final touch, I did have this round little stamp, and I don't even know the name of the stamp set. It's really, really old, but I liked it because it looked like a postmark, and it says on it special delivery. So I thought that was a nice final touch. So as I finish off the final details to this card, I want to go ahead and talk to you a little bit about my Christmas in July series. I am going to be offering prizes. I don't know exactly what I'm going to be doing yet, but I'm going to probably do a couple of prizes. And I'm probably going to pick 1 or 2 videos to do the drawing on. So what you need to do to qualify for the drawing for my prize is to leave a comment on my video, and you have to be a subscriber to my channel. I would really appreciate it if you also share my videos. I am almost at the 3,000 mark, and I would really love it if this series kind of put me over the top. The second part of the year is always really fun because we're going to get into the holiday months towards the end of the year. And I also do a 7 Days of Halloween series. So you want to make sure that you are subscribed to my channel. So if you haven't subscribed yet, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. A list of all the products that I've used to create this card are going to be listed below. So you'll be able to check out some of the product that I used along with the links to the shops. I will also include the links for these principles that I used for my card, so that way you can check out some of the principles in their original form. Like I said, in order to use these little tickets with your Sizzix dies, you are going to have to resize them. So I will resize 2 of the images on my blog, and I'll leave a link for that as well. But be sure to go check out the original creator of these tickets, because again, I want to give credit where credit is due. All right, everybody, thanks so much for stopping by, and don't forget to come back next Tuesday for my second week of Christmas in July.